Hi, welcome to this short video on Easy Breezy Math, more tips on how to teach and how you want to approach teaching in the classroom for your math classes. My name is Christopher Brown, been teaching for 28 years, since 1997, and what I want to do here in this video is talk about why it's so important to ask questions when we teach, okay? You ever go to bed at night and you're laying there trying to fall asleep, and all of a sudden an answer pops into your head of a question that you had 8 hours earlier in the day? The reason why this happens is because when you hear a question, your brain looks for an answer to that question. You may stop doing something, you may start doing something else, but somewhere in the back of your mind, your brain is looking for an answer. You might not know the answer right away, and you might go on and do something else, but your brain doesn't stop looking for the answer. Something happens here in our heads when we hear a question. So there's a big part of it that wants to answer that question. This is why I also heard another thing, when someone else is talking on the phone, it's very irritating because your brain is asking the question to hear the other part of the conversation. You're only hearing half the conversation and you want to hear the other half. And it's irritating for your brain. But anyway, I digress. What we want to do in the classroom is ask a lot of questions. This is a big one, especially for early teachers. I remember this as the very first professional development I ever did back in 1999. I'm older than I look, where I'd been teaching for 2 years, and I know I would get up there and I would just go through and explain all the material. I have my lectures ready. I wanted to be a good teacher, as we all do when we're first, charged up for those first few years. We're getting there, we're doing our best, we're working hard. And I noticed one thing at the end of the year of those 2 years, I was getting really good at the material. I was, not necessarily my students. And then we had this professional development where the whole thing was about asking the students questions. I don't tell them very much in my classroom. Everything is a question. What is this? What is radius? What is 7 times 9 plus 81? What is this going to be? What should we do here? Why does that work? If they give me an answer right away, how did you get that answer? Questions, questions, questions. This takes everything and puts the onus on them to actually do the thinking and come up with the answers in the classroom. All right. This is how to keep them this will keep them activated all classroom long. Sorry about that, looking away. But this keeps them activated in classroom all along, keeps their minds engaged and keeps them going. Try it in your classroom, listen to yourself, make sure that you're asking questions to your classroom, and that's all I wanted to really talk about in this video. It works. It's phenomenal. This will make sure that it's a way of constantly assessing, constantly doing assessments, as we need to do as teachers in the classroom, to see if you're not getting answers for those questions. That lets you know, okay, they don't know this, I got to reteach that. Or you ask a pre-question, and then we set those questions up to where they know, okay, I didn't get this answer, but I did know this, and someone's going to know the answer, and then that's going to get them moving on much faster. All right. Thank you. I'm not sure how well this video went. It was a short one though. So, but if you did like the video, go ahead and press like. Look at some of my other videos about how to teach math in the math class, Easy Breezy Math. Go ahead and subscribe. Plenty of videos, doing videos every day. More to come. So thank you and take care.